Hi guys, it's Annie Noodle. I wanted to record a really cool intro to this video because if things go okay, this is going to be the first of a few videos about a big project I've been working on in which I do 100 animals in watercolor and colored pencil and get them all done before Earth Day. But today was really weird and I ended up rescuing a baby bunny from a cat outside, and then the closest wildlife rehabilitator was almost 2 hours away, and then I ended up at an art store and now it's really late. So my cats, yeah, demand attention and food, and honestly I need to sleep. So let me know what you think of my animal art, because I don't know, I'm really excited about this project and I'd love to hear what you think about it. So this project began with me ripping up 2 full sheets of artist cold press watercolor paper to make 8 pieces of paper total. And then I was planning to fit 12 or 13 animals on each of those pieces. And this gets to be included just because this is the first time I have ever torn watercolor paper, and it kind of hurt me. So this is just a small clip of me trying to explain to you how I lay out a design and then I do a sketch on non-fancy paper and then I trace it. But my cat would not leave me alone. Would not. And then so I want to make sure that I have a really good pencil sketch that's fairly accurate to what I want when I'm finished drawn out, so I don't go in to do watercolor and then realize that I have no idea what I'm doing, and then I mess up a bunch more, let's say, than I usually do. So yep, this is just me doing a quick study of this bird on this is Fabriano, their student paper that's only 25% cotton. I really like drawing on it. I don't really like watercoloring on it, but it's good drawing paper, and it's for my sketches here, because these are gonna get transferred over to that Arches cold press that you saw me rip up in a previous clip. Alright, and this is where I am sitting before going to the light table. If you look, I just did really very light drawings of my last two. Oh my gosh, that's awful. I swear he'll be better later. Of my last 2 birds at the top that are half on my scratch sheet and half on the Arches paper. So wish me luck with that. So here's just a quickie shot of working on tracing. I'm trying to go over everything really lightly. So that it doesn't show through after I do the watercolor. I am really sorry. My cats are not capable of quiet after 8 p.m. And so the first thing I do is do a fun colored base coat on all of the animals, based on what I think would work in the reference picture, or sometimes I just pick a color that I feel like painting that has nothing to do with the reference picture whatsoever. If you hear elephants in the background right now, my cats have the 10 p.m. zoomies. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep this or not. So Mission Gold paints. They've been really cool so far. I don't know, it's probably not a great idea to start a huge project with new paints, but I got them in the mail and wanted to use them. It's been really interesting having them in the palette. I put a couple Daniel Smith colors in the same palette too, just to like fill up a couple empty spots with colors that I liked. And you can tell the second that you touch your brush to the paint which company manufactured it, because the Mission Gold paints re-wet so much more easily than the Daniel Smith. I still really like Daniel Smith, don't get me wrong. They seem to flow a lot better than the Mission Gold, so that's been really interesting. So I'm really looking forward to getting done with this project so I can do kind of more like comparisons between the two of them. And I can't remember if I said this, but this is the pure pigment set, so it's been really fun just mixing these colors. I really like mixing by eye, and that's a lot easier for me to do when I don't have to worry that like my colors are gonna get muddied because like my paints have 7 pigments in them. Yeah. This is a red-winged blackbird, or he will be when I'm done. He is a Minnesota native, and so when I'm doing my undercoats, I'm trying to be careful of where I put some of the things, because that little spot that I'm leaving white on his wing, that is going to be red when I come back with the next layer of paint. Same with this little white spot. So yeah, I don't want to cover it in purple because then the red will be muddied up and that's no fun. So I really like birds. They're fun to draw and paint. Hey everybody, I am now on day 3. I just wanted to give you an overview of where I am. So I've got the base layer down on all the birdies, which if you are, mathing this out in your head, you would say to yourself, weren't you supposed to have all of the birdies done yesterday? And I would say to you, shh, I'll catch up eventually. And then I have days 3 and 4, which are going to be primates. Look at all the little primates. And I am going to be writing the names of these. Oh, there's cat hair. That's cat hair. I am going to be writing the names of these down on the finished images, so they'll be on the birds too. And yeah, this looks really ridiculous right now, but I promise it'll come together. It'll come together in the end. So today's goal is to somehow get all of these birds finished completely, and then also to get these scanned, or not scanned, get these traced and get them onto watercolor paper so that I can get the base colors of watercolor on there and get those finished tomorrow. And then also so that I don't fall further behind because it's a really busy couple of days coming up, I also need to get the next 2 days planned out at least and get them sketched sometime before noon tomorrow. That's gonna happen, right? That's totally gonna happen. So then we start working on the next layer now that the base layer is dry completely. Yep, nothing too complicated, just doing like a mid-brown and then adding maybe some darker browns wet on wet and eventually working towards black. So this is the first bird that I have started doing any of the top coats on, and I definitely I putzed around trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to work on this project. Sadly, in later animals, I'm definitely doing like fewer coats, which is faster, and so it needs to happen. But it was really fun just working on all the little layers of this little bird. Mm. While that layer is drying, I start working on this little bird. This is a red-footed booby, which I didn't know that there were other colored footed boobies, however you want to say that. Like, I just thought it was the blue-footed booby, and there's apparently other ones. It was really... find out all sorts of fun things, I guess, when you work on strange projects. So... adding in some darker browns, wet on wet, so that they kind of blend. Adding in more layers of darker browns in other places. And look at those feet! Yeah, it was really fun to use that color. I wish I could tell you what any of these colors were, but honestly, it was so long ago, I would just be guessing. And the bird in the reference photo, like, had their feet, like, put over each other in this really adorable way. Like, it was holding hands with itself. It was really cute. And I think almost every single reference photo I used in this project I got from free reference photos for artists on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. I'll probably bring them up a lot because I use reference photos from there all the time, and the group members there are really awesome and very helpful. So I also decided that I wanted to outline all of these animals in fun colors because I think outlines are fun, and I also think colors are fun. So this is just me outlining this booby in blue and pink. Oops, sorry about the color shift here. I must have had one of my lights on with a warm light instead of a cool light. So then I decided to go over all of these animals that I'm doing with colored pencil just to add texture and interest, and because it's honestly fun, and that's a big reason why I want to do art, is because it's actually just fun. So with that, I would zoom in for a bit so you can see the texture a little bit better. I really like that cream color over the dark color wings. I thought that turned out really fun. Also, I am going to change how I record my videos. My desk is just so wiggly that having a desk mounted camera is not working, so I'll switch over to my tripod. And just so you know, water birds have little claws on their feet. They're so cute. Little tiny claws. We are making good progress. Unfortunately, it's very late at night. And by that I mean it is 9:15. The cats. I picked red for this bat because it just sounds fun. But I realize if I put it anywhere near his mouth, it will look like he's been drinking blood. And then I think some purple. Purple does not sound like something bats want to eat. At least it won't look like it. His little tiny nose. Look at his nose. Oh, no, he looks so angry now. I will see if I can do something about that later. Maybe a little down here. I think his little elbow here. Okay, I think he's ready for the next step. These are, I think, you've heard people complain about the Prismacolors that break a lot, and I assume that's these. I don't really know. I've had these for 20 some years. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to sharpen this. We'll see how this goes. It's gonna be fun. Oh yeah. Everything's fine. Woohoo! We got there. I mean, it's a lot shorter now, but that's fine. It's also very pointy, and I happen to like pointy pencils. Although, there's definitely something to be said for leaving them less pointy when you're going for texture. Oh, and this is my pencil sharpener. It is the Carl Angel 5 pencil sharpener, which was recommended to me by Justin Gerard. It is lovely. I have even these horrible pencils that break all the time. Yeah, they never break in this. It's great. When I was growing up, my mom had a couple of peacock feathers. I can't remember where she got them. but I always thought that they were the coolest thing ever. I honestly still think they're really cool, so. And then a few years ago, like almost a decade ago now, yeah, okay, it's been a really long time, I visited my nephew when he was stationed in Hawaii, and I got to hear peacocks for the first time, and they are obnoxious. Wow, they are really obnoxious. I loved it. I mean, like, I love that there's this beautiful, elegant bird, and they make the most awful sounds. It makes me really happy. Let's see. Oh, there's a cat hair. Oh, yep, and there's a cat. No, Bumpy. You were not helping. You have to go down for a minute. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna keep trying again. Maybe I can get this done before she comes back up. Three? Yeah, I think 3 works. Let's give him a little extra zap on his red spot. And it's fun to just, if you have a little bit of color there, then you want to bring in a little bit of red here, and a little bit of red here. Like, you can't even really see it, but you just kind of know it's there. Alright, and then we start the whole process again with painting the primates. So I'm just putting down a coat of water quick before I put on his base coat. And you can kind of, I mean, most people know the actual color of an orangutan. So yeah, I definitely went with purple because it sounded more fun for a base coat. And this is just a little bit of an overview of some of the base coats that I put on the primates. Some of them looked really neat. Like, the base coats are probably my favorite part of this whole thing. And then I went into putting on the next layers. So I obviously am still really new to YouTube and I don't really know what's going on or what I'm doing. If there are things that you would like to see me doing in videos, let me know. If there are things that are really annoying in my videos, let me know. Apart from the camera shake, which I'm gonna fix by setting up differently. But I know some people like everything sped up really fast. You can see the whole process, and some people like little bits where you can just see things in real time, but there's a lot of jump cuts, basically, whatever they're called. I don't actually know. Yeah, so let me know. Here's my current progress. And I feel like I'm doing okay. Considering I have a cat on my shoulder all the time. All the time. Well, okay. Here is the final birds. I think they turned out pretty fun. I really had a time when I did not like that colored pencil on them, but I think it looks kind of fun now. I really especially like the sandhill crane chick. It's so funny looking. They have huge legs. Like, their legs look ridiculously huge compared to the rest of their body. And by the way, sneaky bat is a type of bird, in case you were wondering. Just some random shots of all of them jumbled together because I thought it looked cool. And then here's some close-ups of the primates that I did. I definitely learned a lot of different animals that I hadn't necessarily heard of before doing this, so that was really awesome. And I'm really enjoying this project, but I'm also really excited for it to be over. There's only 3 days left in theory, and hopefully I will get everything done by then. So let me know who your favorite animal is that I've done so far in the comments. See you guys.